Good morning, everybody. Our last episode, I talked about your patient that you're caring for, and if it's a dementia or Alzheimer's patient, why they may have trouble eating or using different colored plates instead of just a white plate. Don't really know how that processes through an Alzheimer's patient's mind, but I talked about instead of using white plates, which makes their food to them disappear, to use bold colored section type plates. So I thought today I would stay kind of in that same lane. Uh, you want the person you're caring for to eat well. You don't want them to have bland food, or the family to have to eat one thing and the patient have to eat something else and not enjoy eating and things like that. But there may come a time when, like if they have dentures and they no longer fit well, and so the patient can't chew, sometimes they forget to chew, and you have to kind of massage their throat. But one thing you can do, they can still eat just like the same things that the rest of the family are eating. You just have to maybe puree them some. So I've got a couple of examples of different things you can use to help, like puree or make their food a lot more edible to them. One of them is a blender. Everybody's usually got a blender. You could use it. Also, I've got a immersion blender. That's the handheld one. If you're doing soups and things like that, say like if you fixed beef stew or vegetable soup, you could use this handheld blender to blend it up a lot more so the patient can eat better. And then the last one is a food chopper. Many of us have those in our pantries. You can use that to chop their food. You could, some people have those ninjas or those bullets, but you can puree their food and they can still eat good food and not have to chew it. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today is when they get to where it's hard for them to chew or their dentures don't fit, you worried about them getting choked. You can use a regular blender, a food processor. You can use a food chopper. If it's vegetable soup or something, and you usually have like the big round carrots and things like that in it, you can use the emulsion blender that you can stick down into the pot and puree it up some too for your patient. And that's the different things that you can do for your patient. Uh, and this will help them be able to eat better. They'll still be able to eat food that's seasoned well. They'll still be eating with the family. It'll also keep you from having to make a separate meal. But that's my tip for today. Tomorrow, I think the episode's going to be one of the activities that's meant for children to use utensils when they eat. I'm going to show you one thing I use with mom to help kind of keep that in her head on how to use utensils, because any kind of motor skill they lose is embarrassing to them, which is understandable. And you want to keep them as independent and calm as you can. So I use this little child's educational toy to help mom keep up her skills as far as using utensils. And there are some different utensils you can use also that I'll talk about that are safer. They don't have the sharp metal edges. They're coated with like a silicone or something like that. So tomorrow I'll show you this game that we played, and it'll help you uh, know how to deal with your patient. Also, if they get to a point where they can't use utensils, they can eat foods they can hold in their hands instead of maybe with a utensil. So tomorrow's episode will be about that. But today, the first one was about what type of plate to use. Today's is about different things you can do to get your loved one or patient to eat more and get the nourishment that they need. And tomorrow will be something you can do with your patient or loved one that will help them keep the use of how to use a utensil in their head. It's kind of a reversal of the spectrum. These things that I did with Mom were supposedly used to educate infants and toddlers and stuff on how to use these things. But when you come to this from the other end of the spectrum, and you have a patient that forgets all of that, you can still use these same uh, activities to help keep what they started in their brain as long as you can. And that's the best thing. Fight, fight, fight. Uh, I knew I never would give up on my mom. I knew I couldn't cure Alzheimer's, but I knew I was not going to let her go without a fight. And so you tune in tomorrow, you'll see the activity I did with her. I'll show you some of the utensils that we use with her. And it's different things that will make your life a whole lot easier. And that's what I want this to be about, is to help anyone that's a caregiver. There are a lot of people nowadays with COVID going around that are not wanting to put their loved ones into a assisted living or a nursing facility. There's a lot more brand new caregivers that have decided to keep their loved one at home because these families have not been able to physically touch their loved one since March, which has led to depression and more of a rapid decline. I so thank God that He allowed me to have my mom with her, where I knew she was being taken care of well because we were taking care of her and doing everything we could for her. So when you're doing something new, I had to learn all this stuff firsthand. I didn't go to school for this, but with my dad having ALS and helping him, and now my mom had Alzheimer's and helping her, I wanted to be able to have a forum where people that are first time caregivers, to give them a little bit of hope, because sometimes during the day, if it's just you and the person you're caring for and they're not talkative, you don't have anyone really to talk to. So it can kind of let depression and stuff sit in on you. So just want to create a safe space where you can come. You'll see some videos of Mom and I always kept a sense of humor with her, and you'll be able to see us doing the things in action that I did to try to keep her memory good. I'll give you good tips on products that we use that work well for us, that may work well for you, things that you can use product wise to help keep them calm and things like that. So tomorrow it'll be about utensils, and I hope everybody has a great day. Remember, to be a good caregiver, you have to first take care of yourself. Everybody have a good day. Bye.